Hey besties, my name is Bahati and I'm East African. One of the reasons I started content creation is because I felt like there was a lack of representation of East Africans online and I wanted to make that change. And although I do vlog most of my life for YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, I feel like I have not yet put out as much informational content, which is why I decided to start a new series called Sincerely Your East African Bestie. In this series, I would love to highlight the traditions, cultures, and even my own opinion about our small East African countries. I would love for us to be on the map and well represented and well known. If you have any questions, you could go ahead and leave them in the comments and follow along as we start this new series. Hey Bestie, my name is Bahati and I'm East African. I recently got asked where exactly I'm from in East Africa, and I'm not gonna lie, guys, this question is kind of hard for me to answer, but I will try to do my best in this video. There are not one, not two, but three countries that I can say that I'm from. The first one up is Burundi, and to slow it down for you guys that aren't familiar with it, it's Burundi. This is one of Africa's most dense country, with it being very tiny and having around 12 million people. There are three primary languages: Kirundi, French, and English. This country is also known as the heart of Africa, and I've always thought it was because of the way it's shaped, but it's also because of its central location in the continent. The reason I can say I'm from this country is because that is where my grandparents are from. That's where they were born, and that's where they grew up. The second country I can say I'm from is Rwanda. This country has 2 more million people than Burundi. Their population is 14 million, and their capital is Kigali. The primary languages of this country are Kinyarwanda, which is similar to Kirundi from Burundi, but it's more worldly known. Then there's French and English as well. There's also a little bit of Swahili. This country is known as the land of 1,000 hills because there's so many hills, and I've heard it's beautiful and I'm excited to one day go see it. This is the country that my parents were born in. My grandparents from Burundi migrated to Rwanda, and then that's where my parents were born. And the third and final country that we're going to talk about today is Tanzania. Fun fact, I always try to correct people when they mispronounce this country because they say Tanzania, and I'm like, no, need Tanzania. This country is larger than Burundi and Rwanda, and it has 67 million people. The primary languages for this country are Swahili and English. A fun fact I love about this country is that it once used to be two countries, but Tanganyika and Zanzibar came together in 1964 and it became one. This is the country that I was born in. So we have a whole little tree of migration where my grandparents came from Burundi, my parents came from Rwanda, and I was born in Tanzania. And that is where I'm from. Thank you for staying around. And if you made it this far, comment down below where you're from and comment your flag emoji. Welcome to part 2 of Sincerely Your East African Bestie. I'll be sharing 5 facts about 3 countries today: Kenya, Uganda, and Ethiopia. What I learned about Ethiopia was very shocking, so stay tuned to find out. First up is Kenya. I like to think of Kenya as a sister or a cousin to Tanzania because they both speak Swahili. Kenya has the population of over 55 million people, and the capital city is Nairobi. A lot of people say Nairobi, but it's Nairobi. And besides Swahili, English is also one of the national languages, and there are also 60 local languages. Kenya is world famous for long distance runners, and it is also where they found some of the earliest humans fossils. There's also a national park in the capital city filled with a bunch of animals like lions, rhinos, and giraffes, and it's located right by the skyscrapers. So think like New York almost. If you're from Kenya, comment your favorite animal. Next up, we have Uganda, or Uganda, as people say, and I don't know why. Uganda. Uganda has a population of over 50 million people, and it is known as the Pearl of Africa. The national languages spoken there are English, Swahili, and Luganda. Let me know if I'm pronouncing that wrong, because I might be. Fun fact, Uganda is actually home to more than half of the world's mountain gorilla population. Now, I didn't even know mountain gorillas were a thing, but now I do. Another fun fact is the Nile River actually starts in Uganda. That is where the source is. And Uganda has one of the largest, youngest population, with over 75% of its population being under 30 years old. That's just so mind-blowing to me. Moving on to country number 3, Ethiopia. Ethiopia is one of Africa's most populated countries, with over 129 million people living there. Imagine how crowded that is. Ethiopia is also the birthplace of coffee. So all you coffee lovers, it originated from Ethiopia. Personally, I love tea, but And if you guys haven't been shocked by anything I've said in this video yet, don't worry, we still have 2 facts that I'm sure will blow your mind. 1, Ethiopia does not use the Gregorian calendar. So as we are in 2025 right now, Ethiopia is actually 7 to 8 years behind. So they're in 2017, and oh, I wish I could go back. I wish. Now, I'm not sure how their calendar works. That's something I would have to dig in a little deeper. But if anybody knows, go ahead and put it in the comments. And the last fact for today is that Ethiopia is the only African country that was never colonized. It was occupied by Italy in the early 1930s, but it was never, ever colonized. Injera, Ugali, Nyama, Choma, Chapati, Sambusa, and Pilao. What do they all have in common? Those are all East African dishes. Hey Bestie, my name is Bahati and I'm East African. Welcome to episode 3 of Sincerely Your East African Bestie. Today we'll be talking about food. So what's on the menu, you ask? Let's get into it. I'm very excited about this one. First, we start off in Ethiopia with Injera. This is like a tangy sourdough flatbread made out of teff. It's usually paired with things like lentil, spicy beef, greens, and there's no forks involved. We Africans love eating with our hands. Moving to Kenya and Tanzania, we have Nyama Choma. If you've never had this, you gotta try it. It's usually beef or goat, and it's like a shish kebab, and it's usually with some sort of sauce, sometimes onions, bell peppers. You could really make it however you want. There's also this thing called bens. It's a special part of the meat that people love. Even if you're Burundian, chances are you've had this before because we love grilling. Next up is Ugali or Ubugari. I'm going to dedicate this one to Uganda. Ugali, also known as fufu, is made out of flour and water. There are multiple flours that you can use though. You can use corn flour or you can even make it out of yam. Ugali is something that you have to have with something on the side. You can't just have it by itself like rice. You can. My little cousin does. But it's usually best paired with some sides. Let me know what your favorite side is for Ugali. Next up, let's go into some sambusa. Sambusa is very similar to the Indian samosas, and you can make this out of meat filling. You could use potato, you could use rice, however you would like. Most people do, however, like it with meat. Next up, we got chapati. Chapati, my gosh, I recently learned how to make chapati, y'all. Thank you. Chapati is another flatbread, and you can make this out of a liquid. You can make a water chapati, or you can make it out of a dough. It really depends on how you're feeling. I know this one lady that makes chapati so good. Ooh, I just be randomly thinking about her from time to time and how she's doing. That's how good her chapati is. Last but not least, we have Pilao. I like to say that West Africans have jollof rice and East Africans have Pilao. Pilao is a rice that you can basically customize and make your own. Most of the times, the seasoning that sticks out to me is cumin powder, and then people like to add meat to it. People also like to add vegetables to it. So it really depends on whatever flavor profile you are going for. Anyways, that is all we have for today. Let me know some of your favorite food combinations. I'll see you in the next episode of Sincerely Your East African Bestie. According to my researches, the national language spoken. Which other comes to recorded? Oh, I really want an iPad, but what's with it? Send me the 150 then. Yeah, he was like, I don't do what I do. Yeah. I know, yeah. I don't even know if you guys can hear Betty talking. She's just yapping it up, and I'm trying to go back to recording this video. Oh, she's gone. Also, it's her birthday today. We're going bowling.